Hello again, everyone. Sorry about the late posting of this video. I wanted to post it over the weekend, but ended up doing sudden spring cleaning in my room, so been kind of working on that all weekend. I normally don't like to post videos during the week, because people are doing stuff during the week, so I like to post my videos on the weekends. But yeah, sorry about that. Alright, so this is the first video of the comic that me and my friend Brittany worked on for our winter term Comics and Sequential Art class. This is going to be a little bit of a series type thing, since there are 9 pages of the comic and I recorded all 9 pages. So yeah, it's gonna be fun or something. But yeah, so I guess I will talk about the comic. For the class, we had to do an 8-page comic. Well, it was 4 to 8 pages, but originally it was 8 pages, and then it got cut down to 4 because during the class we had 3 canceled classes. One was due to snow, one was due to our teacher going out of town, and then there was something else that happened that caused class to be canceled, so it became a 4 to 8 page project instead of a mandatory 8 pages. Ours ended up being 9 pages, but whatever. So we had to have a fully inked and colored and lettered and all that fun stuff comic by the time the term was over. And we had the entire term to work on it, but we didn't start working on ours until like probably 3 weeks before the class was done, because we're productive and classy like that. So, you know. So I worked on it with my friend Brittany, who is also my roommate. She did, what did we each do? She wrote the story, which I will talk about in a minute. She did well, we both worked on layout, designing what the, like, frame setup on the pages were going to be. She did the lettering and, like, the photo editing when the comic was done. Yeah, and I did, what did I do? I drew it, I inked it, and colored it. Yeah. Let's see. So, about the comic itself, we were supposed to have, the assignment was to do a very simple story that could be told in completion in 4 to 8 pages. As far as I remember, me and Brittany were the only people in the entire class who actually did that. Everybody else did like these huge epic stories that were part of other things and could not have been told in 8 pages. So that's why ours is so simple, because we followed the rules. Yeah. But okay, so the story is about this little boy who is very afraid of the dark. And in the middle of the night, he needs to use the restroom, so he uses his imagination to find his way to the restroom and not be afraid of the dark anymore. And that's it. That's what it's about. It's very, very simple. And as I said, Miss Brittany, she did the story, she wrote the script. She also, the original plan was that I was going to color half the pages, and then she was going to color half the pages. And then I did my first 2 pages, and she didn't feel like she could match my coloring style, because we color really differently with Copics. So I ended up doing all 9 pages. And then she did like the lettering and the color corrections and all that stuff, which was fine. But yeah, Brittany does art too. So there's a link in the video description to her Tumblr if you'd like to see some of her artwork. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess I will talk about what supplies we used, because I had a little bit of a struggle with the supplies for this. I'm using Copics, obviously, but we decided to do the comic. It was drawn on Deleter Manga manuscript paper, and since we ended up being in such a crunch for time, I keep saying we, but I'm the one who actually decided this, but I decided to just ink and color it directly onto the paper that I drew it on. So the original sketches are gone. They are now the colored versions that you are seeing right now, because I inked right over them, which I wish that I hadn't done. I wish I had transferred it onto a piece of like maybe Gina K or something else that I like coloring on better, because the deleter paper really does not take Copics well, and you can see me really struggling with this when I'm coloring. It's just really hard to get a super smooth blend without it looking kind of blotchy, and I see the blotchiness so much on especially this page, because this is the first page that I colored, and I haven't colored on the deleter in years, so I was really fighting a lot with that, especially this scene because it's a night scene and I had to make everything super saturated and dark, and I feel like it got a little bit muddy, but that was able to be cleaned up once we did the color corrections and stuff, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, I used gosh, what did I use? It was so long ago. I should have posted this video right after I made these, but I kind of forgot. Sorry about that. I know I've been saying that I've been going to post this for a really long time, but now I'm posting them. Yay. I used a Copic SP Multiliner in black to do the borders, and we did kind of a jaggedy border, and it looked really cool. And I used, I believe it was Copic Multiliners in brown, I think, for the inking. It was either brown or sepia, but I think it was brown, because I like the brown. And yeah, so that's it for the supplies. As I said at the beginning of the video, I have 9 videos for this comic, one for each page, and I think I'm going to post one a month, because I don't want to just like post them all in one month and then that's all I do that month. I would rather have one for each month and then be able to do other things, because I think that I personally would get bored just watching these over and over again, because they're kind of dull, in my opinion. Some of the pages turned out pretty cool. I really like the second page and the third page just because of how, like, the colors I got to use and stuff was kind of fun, and it was a bit different from what I usually work on. But yeah, so I'm going to post one video of these a month, and I'm probably not going to post all the pages to my DeviantArt until all the videos are posted, because I don't want to post just one and then have it be a month later and then I post another one, unless I change my mind and decide to do something different. But as far as I know right now, I'm not going to post it on my DeviantArt. I may post it on my Tumblr before then, but I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. I haven't done anything with it except for turn it in. So yeah, let's see. I'm kind of out of stuff to talk about, so I guess I will talk about the comic book class itself. So it was a winter term class, and this class is called Comics and Sequential Art. Sometimes it's called something different, just depending on what they decide to call it that term. That's the bad thing about my school, is the class names always change, and it's kind of confusing, but whatever. But the class was taught by Matt Dreyer. He is a production manager at Dark Horse Comics, so he's like a pro. That's what he does for a living. So it was really cool to be able to meet somebody who actually works in the comic industry and stuff, and he would always bring in like his friends that work at Dark Horse that were like guest speakers. Like we had editors and artists and letterers and stuff come in and like give lectures to us and stuff. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that class, but I've always been kind of interested in doing comics, because I've been doing comics for years. I actually haven't done any in years, which was really depressing. So doing this was really fun. But yeah, so the class was basically just a lecture class, and then we worked on our comic on our own time, or occasionally we would have time in class to work on it. But he lectured about pretty much everything, like script writing, lettering, coloring, all kinds of stuff, because most people did their projects digitally, but we chose to do ours with a traditional medium because I like Copics and Brittany likes Copics, so I kind of wish that we had done it digitally. I think it would have gone faster and it would have looked nicer, but especially since I had such a problem with the paper not taking the ink as well as I would have liked, but that's okay. But yeah, not sure what else to say. And I guess that's really all I have to say about the comic for now, but I'll be talking about it more in the later videos when they're a bit more interesting than this particular page, because I think this page is kind of dull. But yeah, so next month I will have another video. I'll probably just be doing Q&A with them, since I'm not quite sure what else to talk about, since I already talked about the supplies and stuff that I used, and I used the same supplies for all the videos, so yeah. I always have a hard time finding out deciding what to talk about, especially at the end of videos when there's nothing else to talk about. I thought the stuff that I had to talk about would last a bit longer than it did. But yeah, so sometime next month in July there'll be another video of this. Unless I am unable to make a video during a certain time, and then I'll post another one. There'll be kind of a backup, which is nice to have. But yeah, I guess that is everything. Sorry for the awkward commentary, everybody. Yeah, I will see you next time, and thank you for watching.